My name is Kim Larsen, and I'm going to talk about how KNR has integrated its entire news operation, television, radio, and online into one solution. First, some background. You probably mentioned the big island between the Canada, US, and Scandinavia. We cover 2.1 million square kilometers and broadcast to 56,000 people in Greenland, but we can also be seen and heard across the Danish kingdom, in Faroe Islands, and Denmark itself. In Scandinavia, it's possible to see our news programs on the streaming platform. We produce in 2 languages, primary in Greenlandic and secondary in Danish, which means we actually have a news desk with both Greenlandic and Danish journalists writing stories for both radio and television and web. In all, we are a team of 75 people, which of 25 journalists are working in the news, and we have an annual budget of 9 million euros. I'm a little bit proud about this because doing so much television and radio and web in 2 languages for 9 million euros, that's pretty well done, in my opinion. We state funded and have a public service contract on par with other Scandinavian countries. And we have the same 4 state law as in the rest of Scandinavia. In 2016, we were in need of completing a new production system, as everything we had was approaching end of life. We were in a catastrophic situation, actually. We have to adapt to the fact that our younger users' attention was on devices and the consumption of media was radically different. Therefore, our strategy had to be web first and flow television secondary, flow radio secondary. Of course, that's not easy to do day to day. But public broadcasters are going to fight for survival in the near future. And if we don't adapt, we will become fast irrelevant and outdated to a generation. I think I can say anybody which is younger than 28 is probably not using Flow TV and Flow Radio as much as we imagine. We looked hard at the market for a traditional system and found that integration of existing system was complex. And looking at what you guys are doing in Rai and Yle and other places which we have visited, I think it's quite complicated. We are not so big, so we have to think fast and in another way. So we thought it was too complex and extensive and costly to integrate and make workaround on workaround on workaround to stitch it together. And we had to be in a situation where we will have to understand a lot of different systems, and somebody has to be experts in that system. We also have to count in that a good service technician is actually more than 4,100 kilometers away, and it could take up to 3 days to a week to get them up there. So, researching for what we could do, we bumped into TV2 News, and they had made a business channel using a new solution system called nxtedition. We didn't want to just swap out small parts of traditional workflows like the NCIS or the MAM, as that just improves a small part of the chain while retaining the complexity of multiple boxes. We wanted to be ambitious and replace everything, everyone, along the entire production chain, which actually also means we have researched preferred workflows. How do you want to do this? How do you like to do this? And adapt to that one. To achieve that result, we needed our teams to collaborate across all platforms, using a system that could be used for web, social, news, radio, television, archiving in 2 languages. For KNR, that system is and was nxtedition. The system was so simple to learn that the team in television news, when fully trained, were fully trained in just 2 weeks. And then KNR simply went on air with the next edition, again based on the preferred workflow you like to. Following that, we added a channel continuity playout for television KNR 1 and KNR 2 in the next edition system. So now we could schedule programming and play out of archive shows on our 2 flow channels. We have completed the circle by adding live radio channel playout and radio news in 2019, and that's in full use now. So by putting down the workflows, the preferred workflows down, we have ended up with, together with Next, to actually develop systems that will be perfect for us and workflows that will be perfect for us. This approach has allowed us to pool our journalists, so now we do not have radio and television studios in that way anymore. Just journalists. Gone are the days where we send the television and radio journalists to cover the same story. And if you do, everybody in the house is able to see what stories the news are doing, what stories the radio are doing, what stories are television programming doing, and go in and check for, in the story containers, what is the content of these. The entire team at KNR is working within one system, using one interface for all mediums of our production output. Next edition covers our planning, scripting, NCIS, wire feeds, MAM, search, prompters, ingest recording, studio automation of television and radio, transcoding, channel playout for radio and television, and social media publishing. Everything, which means all media can be used in all windows. It's quite remarkable. Everything is, as I understand, done in HTML5, basically. The power of utilizing web technology in private cloud on-premise meant we could reap the benefits of using the cloud without latency issues. We have regional offices and journalists working on the coast of Greenland, which are something like 3,000 kilometers long, something like that. They can work directly, log directly on VPN and use the system as if they were at the station and contribute scripts and content remotely. A good example was COVID-19, where everybody was working from home, almost. Few technicians and editors were in-house, just to be safe. One of our translators wanted to study psychology in Copenhagen at the university, and she was a very, really good translator. So she just got a VPN connection. So she actually does subtitling and translate videos for the news shows every day besides her work, her study. That is the kind of staff organization that is an advantage to us, as you can have the most powerful artificial intelligence engine, and but it can still not translate Greenlandic into Danish. Even when we had a human to try it in English, it didn't go so well. I will have Conan demonstrate that.
Ilogafarni, Asigalingitsuni, Silasamak, Ilamasurit, Tikatanak Heteri, Sila Ilamukanag, Isarama, Takakwaga Gugi, Kitani, Ilahuku, Sequinapog.
Yep. It's a quite fun project. When he visited us, we provided technical things for him. You can look him up on YouTube if you want some more information. So basically, in summary, this level of change is difficult for both management and staff. You can imagine this has been quite a travel for all of us, but slowly and surely we are all adapting to this change successfully. But it results in our team being freer to make their own view and publish it, have more focus on content. Now, and that's now more than the norm than ever. And now things are fast moving and are changing. The reality is that my grandchild have an iPhone 11. I actually think it's a Pro. He can make his own videos. and inside his phone and edit it, post it on TikTok or where he likes. Okay, we can't grade that recording that easily, but it works. Alex is getting his message. More focus on content itself has to be the key. It has to be easier, simpler, and faster to make content. And the journalist's abilities, possibilities, and choices has to be the focus. Not just research and write the story, but also to produce and publish it. That is the basis for now choosing a technology platform. We need more agility, easier to use, faster to deliver, consolidated system that ensure our teams can produce content faster, first, and accurately. That's it.